One more thing. The Mavericks and the Hawks are in talks about an Anthony Davis potential deal. Would you swap the Mavs pick for the Pelicans pick? Talk about that more today. Select Mavs. One more thing.
I'm not a doctor, so.
That's it. It's me versus the machines.
I don't know.
Satnam change.
Nice penetrating thrust to the middle.
Hot man, the hot player.
Wait. One more thing.
Fired up.
Yeah, welcome. You're still locked on to Dallas Mavericks, your team every day. My name is Nick Angstadt, media member of the Mavs for over 10 years. It's the One More Thing, a bonus episode of Locked On Mavs. If you missed the episode earlier today when Isaac and I talked about the Trae Young trade, how that opens up things for Anthony Davis, the other Anthony Davis rumors across the league, and all that, go check out that episode. But today, we want to talk about a hypothetical and a question that you posed earlier to me today. The Mavs and Hawks are in talks for an Anthony Davis trade. One of the things that's been said over and over again in reports from Mark Stein and Shams and others is that the Hawks are not interested in trading that New Orleans Pelicans pick. They own the Pelicans pick outright, and right now it is number 2. It is number 2 in the lottery odds, so it's a guaranteed top 6 pick. It is like 20% chance at 6, 27% at 5, 14% chance at number 1, the number one overall pick. Crazy high value pick. But if you're the Mavs, would you look at that and say, all right, well, you won't trade us that Pelicans pick, but we value that more than our own pick. We'll swap you our pick for that Pelicans pick to take on Anthony Davis, to do all this other stuff. That'd be the value in the trade. Would you do that?
It's so ballsy. Like, there's almost like I don't believe in karma, but there's almost like a karma like thing behind it of like, you try to like play too much with fire here. And
yeah, but the karma of it is you're betting on somebody else to be worse than you. You're betting on yourself to be better. So wouldn't that reverse the karma then to like the basketball gods? Because some people say don't test the basketball gods because then you try and tank and you bet on yourself to lose, and then you end up like teams last year that didn't end up getting Cooper Flagg.
Yeah, so it's like you look at it and you look at the Pelicans, and you're really just banking for the rest of the year that they will continue this path. Like, you're banking on no resurgence. You're banking on no type of some trade deadline move. And then they just, something with their chemistry. Cause they don't have anything to lose for. So it's like, they want to win games as much as possible. So
right. They're not doing a good job at that.
I think if Dallas does that, they're kind of banking on more OnlyFans models for Zion. They're banking on, just Borrego to like continue going down the drain with this team. Because like the what ifs on if you did that of like how it could go wrong is like the moment you make that trade, New Orleans goes on like a big run or something.
Well, they did go on a 5-game win streak like a couple of weeks ago.
And they're still the second worst record in the league.
Well, they've gone on a 9-game losing streak since then, so.
Yeah, the thing is,
like, one of their wins.
It's like, you look at the Nets with like the 5th best odds right now. They're 5.5 games up on, the Pelicans, record right now. So it feels like if you did a deal like that, and it's like, hey, why would Atlanta do that? If this is the main thing in these negotiations with the Anthony Davis deal of like, hey, we want the Pelicans pick. Atlanta's like, no, we don't want that pick. We're not going to give up that pick. The pick's too high. And Dallas's whole stance is like, well, we want another pick, another young piece to add to this core with Cooper. And if Dallas, then it's like, all right, well, give us the Cleveland pick. And then, Dallas like, all right, well, that's pick 18. Would you rather have your pick and that Cleveland pick at 18 and have 2 picks in the top 20? Or would you rather have a top 6 pick with the better odds and better possibility to land one of those top 2 picks? And that's where it just gets, I think ultimately I would do it if I was Dallas, because
the question of the 2 picks instead of the 1 better chance pick. I think that's even a different question.
Yeah. I think I would do it if I was Dallas, just because, New Orleans is at 8 wins right now. It would just take a lot now I will say, the thing that gets scary is towards the end of the season when you have the teams that last month of the season, it's such a tank off. and the people who are like trying to tank to get to that bottom. And when you have teams like New Orleans, even like the Clippers where they're at, they have nothing to gain by losing. I mean, that's when they're racking up some of these like dumb wins against some of these teams. It's like these teams like, hey, we cannot lose here at the end of the year. That would scare me a little bit, but I think I would still do it.
I would do it. The getting the second pick is probably that's where I would stop and say no. I'll keep the Mavs pick and take that pick from Cleveland. That's the Hawks pick. That pick is kind of crazy though. That has all kinds of swaps. Like, Atlanta isn't it?
There's a bunch of different stuff with
Tankathon
that.
literally just says complex conditions next to it.
Yeah, you go to real GM and it's a paragraph that looks like a CVS receipt.
It's crazy. But I would take the 2 picks instead of the 1 because the odds that you hit on one player is so low in the draft that I would rather have the 2 bites at it instead of the 2. And so that's I think what I'd do with it. But coming up, let's talk about the ramifications of a deal like that. Let's talk about the other parts of the Anthony Davis trade and other things. Today's episode of Locked On Mavs brought to you by Rocket Money. Rocket Money can help you if you've got finances all over the place. You're trying to figure out what to do. Bills keep going up, trying to figure out where all your money goes every single month. Rocket Money helped me. I had stuff all over the place. I was spending. I had credit cards. I had savings. I had all these different things. And then Rocket Money put it all in one place for me, showed me exactly what I was spending, helped me to lower certain things and do all other kinds of things in my own spending. And then it can help you cancel your unwanted subscriptions, monitor your spending, and they can even help lower your bills, which they did for me. They helped lower one of my bills, and I didn't have to do anything for it, which was awesome. So I can grow my savings after that. You can do that with Rocket Money. So let Rocket Money help you reach your financial goals faster with all their tools and things that you can use to help you out. You can set budgets and goals, personalize insight, receive real-time alerts for large transactions, upcoming bills, and low balances, which is huge. Those overdraft fees kill you. RocketMoney.com/locked on. Again, RocketMoney.com/locked on. Once again, RocketMoney.com/locked on. Also brought to you by BetterHelp, sponsoring the show. As we roll into the new year, there's a lot of pressure to change to a new you, to find out who that person is. Who's the new you? Who do you want to be? BetterHelp can help you figure that out. Therapy can help you understand what's been holding you back by giving you an outside perspective. Isaac made eyes at me. Therapy can help you understand what's been holding you back by giving you an outside perspective on your emotions, motivations, and even relationships like a co-host. That's why BetterHelp can help and be such a helpful place to start. They can match you with a therapist based on your needs and preferences, so you're not doing all that legwork on your own, trying to figure out and sort through all your thoughts. They can help you to walk through everything. I've used BetterHelp before. Definitely recommend therapy. BetterHelp has served over 5 million people with more than 30,000 therapists, and live sessions average 4.9 out of 5 rating across more than 1.7 million client reviews. BetterHelp makes it easy to get matched online with a qualified therapist. Sign up and you get 10% off at BetterHelp.com/NBA. BetterHelp, HELP.com/NBA.
Shut it down! Let's go home!
It's a One More Thing bonus episode of Locked On Mavs. Go check out the other episode if you missed that. Check the QR code links in the description for different ways to follow the show. Thanks for being part of the Raccoon Squad, as we call our listeners. This hypothetical swap of the Mavs pick and the Pelicans pick, I would do it because if it's just the one pick for one pick, and if let's say you're not getting a pick in the deal if you just send Anthony Davis for the Porzingis, Luke Kennard, and maybe Ace Newell, or maybe Reese Shea or something. Like the Hawks are like, all right, we're not going to get a pick, and the Mavs go, all right, well, what if we give you our pick? You give us the Pelicans pick.
It's like what if you would you be willing if like you're looking at Atlanta and it stands as is, like would you be willing to move down like 6 spots potentially?
Yeah,
in the
right.
draft.
Yeah, and doing that, but taking the risk that it could be flipped before that because it's not at the time of the draft. You don't know exactly what the
lottery happens. All of a sudden, Mavs land up there like, it goes to the Hawks. Here's another way to look at it too. I know I said a while ago, I'm like, hey, it would suck if you made that type of deal and then the Pelicans go on a big run. I mean, how high do you think that they could get up in the standings, even if they did go on a big run, air quote, big run, where Dallas is now? So then at that point, you kind of just have your pick.
7 games. They're 7 games back from where Dallas is right now.
Yeah. So like, even if let's just say they finish like at like the 9th worst odds where Dallas is now. Well, then you just have your same pick, like the same odds again, like what you were expecting before and the type of deal. So I think that's another reason why I would do it too. And when you look at prospects, I just did one more thing the other day about the kind of overview of this draft and stuff and what you're looking at the top. I mean, if you land in the top 3, you're getting a crazy like talent to go next to Cooper Flagg. Yeah. Those top 3 guys is what Vicini and some of these other guys in the draft world are like, hey, this is the same type of prospect as like a Cooper Flagg. But even after that, if you get a pick at like 4 or 5, a Caleb Wilson, I just watched the second half yesterday of Houston game, and what Kingston Flemings was doing at the end of that game was just taking it over. I mean, 2 threes, getting to the paint, having that type of guard too. Like you're talking about a difference of a Caleb Wilson, Kingston Flemings moving down to like a 9 or 10, having like, and Braylon Mullins had a great shooting performance tonight for UConn, and he's an outside shooter, would be a good shooter on the team. But the difference between like a Braylon Mullins to a Caleb Wilson or Kingston Flemings, I think is a big gap for Dallas.
And you're talking about the difference between top 5 and top 10. Like, there's a gap. There's a gap there.
Yeah.
Interesting.
So yeah, I would do the pick swap if you're Dallas and it was on the board and Atlanta's like, we don't want to give you an extra pick, but we're willing to like potentially move down a few spots in the draft, give you the Pelicans pick if you just give it. And then if you're Dallas, you said this early too, like there's no incentive to tank then. Like you take your players, you take whoever you get in the deal, Risha Shea, Porzingis wants to play, like you shoot for it, and wherever you land, you land. If you squeak into the play-in, what's it matter? Like,
how weird would it be to see Porzingis and Flagg share the floor together? Like Porzingis, Kyrie, and Flagg all at the same time. Like talk about 3 different eras of Mavs basketball.
We get some backhanded KP comment of like, yeah, this is like the best pick and roll I've played since I've been in Dallas.
It's great to play with a star that can actually defend. You're like, whoa.
To have a front line that defends really well, it just enables me so much as a big man. And it's like everybody would just read so much into
he
that.
just knows how to help me get in rhythm. That was the thing for him over and over again, was rhythm.
He can hit me with my post-ups.
Well, but then you don't have to look at like, all right, we should trade Gafford. We should trade Naji. We should cash in on all these guys right now. Yeah. You don't have to do that either. You don't have to think about shutting down Kyrie or asking him to do that. I mean, there's all kinds of benefits to doing that. Then every time you play the Pelicans, you're really, really motivated.
You better beat them. We're watching Pelicans. I mean, I had the Pelicans schedule on my phone at that point.
We're doing Pelicans watch on.
I'd send out subtext updates. We'd create our own channel on the Discord of like,
we would like Pelicans
Pelicans talk, Pelicans season.
I send a pregame update for all the Mavs games to the text line. I send like the things to watch. I'll send the injury report, the time, the stream, all that. I'll probably do that for Pelicans games too.
Yeah. Derek Queen out tonight.
Yeah, Derek Queen. Yeah, okay, great. The Mavs do play the Pelicans one more time, March 16th.
Feels like they've played them 15 times this year.
It's 3. They're about to play the Jazz like 3 times in 2 weeks.
Let's go, David Locke. Let's go.
Yeah, come on, Locke. Come on down. Come on down. They almost beat the Thunder tonight. They took them to overtime.
The Jazz are in a weird spot because their pick is top 8 protected, and so they have to get in that bottom 8 unless.
So do the Wizards.
I know Keontae George is like good this year, but I don't know if he's that good to say, you know what, we don't need another top 8 pick.
Yeah, right. Especially
we're good.
Imagine if they got DeBonsa and they kept the BYU guy.
That would be crazy.
Right down the road.
DeBonsa's insane, man.
Have you decided between the top 3 on like order?
Yeah, I got DeBonsa 1 right now, and I would take him over Peterson and Boozer. But some people are like, really, there's like a buzz right now with Peterson of like his injury and and then some people with like his camp, and is he really trying to play through? I don't buy any of that right now. I would take Peterson in a heartbeat.
Yeah, but he's a 6'6" guard that can get his own shot and hit the mid range, and he's a freak.
He's one of the best guard prospects I've seen in so long. But then I watched Boozer. I watched Duke and Louisville the other night, and Boozer just does everything right. And
what's Boozer's like comp or like type of player that he is?
Like a Kevin Love type of player, and nothing like
what Kevin Love was in Minnesota.
Yeah, well, not gray hair Kevin Love right now.
Just make sure what era of Kevin Love we're talking about.
yeah, he's like a Kevin Love and can shoot the outside shot, but he's not, you're not giving it to Boozer and saying, hey, let's just do the step back type of thing. He's like 6'9", 6'10". So him and Cooper would be great. Honestly, all three of these guys would be great together. And don't overthink it. Some people are writing in our Discord like, isn't Devonta and Cooper the same position? You just play them. Like, those are your two wings, and you just enjoy a decade of highlights and insane stuff.
Yeah, you would say the same thing about Tatum and Brown, and they've played them all up and down 1 through 4.
Yeah,
that's
fine. But then after that, like Caleb Wilson's fun. I think it's going to be a big argument for Mavs fans on the like guards. There's a group of guards. Then if Dallas stays where they're at, it's going to be like on online Mavs fans, it's going to be Kingston Flemings versus Michael Brown versus LeBaron Philon.
Yeah, I've heard about that. The LeBaron, I think.
LeBaron Philon. Like you look at those three guys. There's Bennett Sturts. He's just like a floor general point guard, shoot the lights out, but he's not super athletic, kind of older guy. And it's just going to be a eye of the beholder. Everybody's going to have their opinion on what guard they like. And
will we actually do draft profiles this year? Because last year we were like, we're going to do draft profiles. And then they got the number 1 pick. And we were like, oh my gosh, we can only do one.
It's like, we really don't have to. I enjoy doing those. Selfishly, I love draft profiles for the betterment of the team. If we don't do draft profiles, then that is awesome.
Yeah, if we only have to do 3, like just the top 3, that would be preferable.
And that would be just a war too of who's like, if you're at 3, you just take whoever's left. But whoever's at 1 and 2 is going to be, if it stays like it is, it's just going to be a disaster, or not a disaster, but it's just going to be a bloodbath of people arguing.
Yeah, which is fun. We'll do that on this show. Thanks for hanging out with us on Locked On Mavs. One more thing, check out the links in the description for different ways to follow the show, and we'll be back with more. Thanks so much for listening to Locked On Mavs.
Peace out.
Pledge allegiance to the flag, man.